Okay. Thanks for agreeing to meet with me, Olton. Just to get things kick-started, can you give me a brief description of your role and your work with Irish Rugby?
Yeah, so thanks, Benny. Delighted to be here and to assist. My name is Ultan O'Callaghan and I am the head of rugby development. I had initially come in as the head of participation, but due to COVID, I've been across many areas for the governing body, very much with yourselves with the club emergency funding and being able to connect to what our clubs and our schools need. Also been under the bonnet of COVID government public health guidelines. So a bit Benny, a bit like all of us in the sporting NGBs, I'm thinking of a kind of a jack of all trades at the moment, Benny, because we're after this we're going straight onto a club webinar at 1:00, trying to get our clubs ready for updating their COVID plans should the 5th of April. So really, we're building a boat in the water, as I said to you earlier. So right now, head of rugby development, but across an awful lot of the COVID and the emergency funding and wherever the organisation needs me. That's it.
Does research and evaluation currently influence or shape your work?
A massive part of it, Benny, because we're very much where we are is we're trying to stay connected to the needs of the kitchen table and the staff classroom. You know, we're really trying to get as much information in real time and beyond COVID, if you don't mind me saying. So right now, our head of medical, Rod McLaughlin, because he sits on the governing body's sporting group with the other NGBs, research from there is very much informing our day-to-day interactions with our rugby and sporting community and in collaboration with the other NGBs. So the answer is absolutely. And before COVID, it would have been a massive part of how we played rugby and how we coached rugby and how we deliver that experience.
And where did the research come from? Where did you go to find it? One location or multiple locations?
Multiple, if I'm honest. We're plugged into a few different areas. I suppose if I start with the World Rugby as the overall for all the organisations that play rugby, we're plugged in there very much to trends, and you see it a lot at the moment with COVID, but also beyond COVID, in the coaching and the refereeing and in the delivery of the playing of the game, the administrating, the safeguarding, the compliancy. So we would all the time be doing an awful lot of surveying of the player, the volunteer, the mom, the dad, the teacher, and populating that into World Rugby, Home Union, and we get Home Union reports and surveys where we would be seeing constantly, is what we're doing connecting to the end user? And I suppose in real time using right now COVID, we haven't been able to play on the pitches, on the fields of play. So we've actually used lunchtime webinars to connect to players, to connect to all of our family of people who volunteer in our game. And our numbers we've been blown away by the engagement, the amount of clicks. We've gone beyond it being very much the face-to-face as well. We're noticing that COVID has given us a massive opportunity to onboard an awful lot of our volunteers onto our Rugby Connect, our data management systems, our CRM systems. So we're being able to get an awful lot of real-time information from some of the surveys we ask. Is this providing what you need from us? Is there any other areas we need to be working on education for you during COVID and in the refereeing sphere, coaching, safeguarding? So we're kind of plugged into two big research areas there. One, the overall game internationally, and internally then within the 217 clubs and X amount of schools that we're trying to stay connected to as well. Does that help any?
Yeah, no, that's really good. In addition to that, do the IRFU commission any particular pieces of research, or do you do any work with academic institutions, maybe PhD students or postdocs?
Yeah, we'd be very good in that space, Benny, when it comes, before COVID, we were very good there, whereas now COVID is the only show in town. So what I would say here is yes is the answer, unfortunately, because an awful lot of everything is stalled.